Question of the day. What is the most iconic video game character of all time? Easy question. Does that answer your question? Finally, the 4th episode of Game Attacker, right here on your monitor. And today, we will be reviewing an ultra chocolatey fudge classic. What's that game called? Well, this picture should tell you right away. Pac-Man is a 1980 classic by Namco, and licensed in the States by Bally Midway. The game would later become a giant in the arcade realm, along with other titles like Space Invaders and Donkey Kong. Pac-Man will always be number one.
No! 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 Fortnite! Fortnite is my waifu!
The year was 1979. Namco has created titles like GB, Bombi, and QTQ, but most successfully, Galaxian. It seems Galaxian was Namco's flagship game in 1979. But then again, the late 70s and early 80s had mostly space-related games, nothing but violence and aliens. But things would then alter, in a good way. In 1979, Toru Iwatani, who worked on QTQ, went out to make a game suited for both genders, implementing the idea of eating. In July of 1980, Pac-Man would be released in Japanese arcade. Wait, am I reading this right? Pac-Man? Pac-Man. Oh yes, this was the original Japanese name for Pac-Man, as well in Europe. However, this cannot be said in the land of Washington. Here's how things went for Namco when they were trying to look for an American distributor. Hello, Atari, our good chum. Do you guys mind licensing our big game here from our homeland in the US of... Nope. What? You heard me. No. It looks too easy. Okay then, how about you, Bally Midway? Sure. Wait a minute. This game looks highly inappropriate. But don't worry, we'll license it, only if you change the name and the art. And so they did. In October of 1980, us Americans get to experience this bundle of joy. Pretty soon, everyone got a bad case of Pac-Man fever. What was I thinking? In the game, you play as a spherical creature who seems to have an eating problem. You're trapped inside of a blue maze with dots and fruits. Oh yeah, ghosts. There's 4 of them, and for some reason they hate you. What did Pac-Man ever do to these ghosts that make them hate him? Maybe he ate their families? How should I know? Let's go to the internet! Well, it's official. Pac-Man is a murderer. You have to eat every single dot in each level only to excel, while avoiding those obnoxious, colorful ghosts. So what's up with these big dots over here? Good looking question. Pac-Man's known to be the first arcade game to introduce power-ups. They allow you to chomp the ghost, which they would then restart back to their home base. See? They turn blue. Toru Iwatani, creator of Pac-Man, stated that the idea of power-ups came from Popeye. You guys remember Popeye? Boomerang remembers Popeye. Popeye eats spinach as an advantage to knock his enemies out.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Fruits will appear in the middle of every level, ranging from cherries to keys. Do not tell me that Pac-Man over here actually eats keys. How does he digest them? What do I tell you? Pac-Man has an eating problem. Seriously, you could put anything on his plate and it'll be gone by then. Going back to the ghosts, they happen to have their own names. In the original Japanese version, their names were... I'm not gonna bother trying to pronounce these names. So here's a picture. The ghosts' names indicate their own unique behavior. For an example, Chaser chases Pac-Man. Stupid loses Pac-Man when he gets close to him. Fickle and Ambusher try to corner Pac-Man. However, names were changed in the Midway release. Shadow, Speedy, Bashful, and Pokey. However, these names don't match with their personalities. It's to confuse the American players. Pac-Man was also the first arcade game to introduce cutscenes, or intermissions. It's usually Shadow chasing Pac-Man, but things start to backfire, like Pac-Man turning huge. Pac-Man won the 1982 Arcade Awards for being the best commercial arcade game. And why wouldn't it? It's Pac-Man. Let us all be truthful and real. Pac-Man is, and always will be, number one. People that don't know anything about video games recognizes the yellow ball. It's music to the geek's ear when he hears the tune.